guys, today I had the pleasure to sit down with Efasha Kamarudin Harrison. She's a professional boxer and will soon hopefully be fighting for a world championship, which is amazing. We unpack her journey as she goes from being a school teacher through to being a Singapore boxing coach. That's where I first met her, where she helped coach the national youth boxing team, to becoming an entrepreneur and now a professional boxer. It was an absolute pleasure, and I hope you enjoyed the chat as much as I did. Thanks, Fash. Fash, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm not used to seeing you like this, dressed up. You look lovely.
I like it because I get to get out the gym clothes.
Well, I first met you when you were the coach for the Singapore national team when my son was on it.
Yeah.
And then subsequently, I became friends, thanks to you, with your husband, and I had him on the show. But for those that don't know you, can you just give a quick intro as to who you are, your background, what you're currently doing, please?
Okay, so I'm Efasha Kamarudin. I'm a boxer. I was a teacher for 7 years. Then I became a boxing coach right after. I'm a mother, entrepreneur, so many things. Wife.
So many things. Wife, all of the above.
Yes.
Well, look, just let's unpack your story. So growing up in Singapore, did you like sports? Did you do sports? Because boxing probably wasn't on the first of your parents' list, right?
My parents have always put me into sports.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people ask me, how do I get into boxing? And I say, it's my parents.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I grew up as just like a kid who does lots of sports. And but if you ask me personally, I think I've always been an artsy-fartsy kind of person. So
How so?
I don't know, I just like arts. I took arts in school. I like dance. If you ask me, what would I be if I'm not a boxer? I'd be in theater maybe. I don't know. Something in the creative side. So I've always been in sports anyway.
Okay. Yeah. And then firstly, how did you become a school teacher? Because you had to study before you became one, right?
Funny, because I did not intend to be a school teacher.
Okay.
It's just at that point of time because after school, I didn't know what to do.
How old are you talking about? 16, 18?
I'm talking about 18 years old.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do. I was a bit lost. And then a friend said, hey, we're hiring back where she worked at. And are you interested to be a school teacher? I'm like, not sure, but I need money right now, so why not? So when they hired me, they said, do you want to take this seriously? And I'm like, how serious is it? And then they said, oh, okay, we can send you to school.
Oh, really?
Teach you how to be a preschool teacher. And then...
So they sponsored all that?
Yeah, they sponsored me to go to school.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And I'm like, why not? Because at that point of time, I didn't really do well in school. I grew up not liking school anyway.
Yeah.
And then my parents were the kind where if you don't do well in school, that's your choice. We're not going to help you.
Okay.
I wanted to go to art school, and at that point of time, 15 years back, you don't get subsidies.
Yeah.
And so they say, okay, if you don't do well in school, you go and learn how to survive yourself. Yeah. So I got this opportunity, so I took it. They sent me to school, and then that's how I became a teacher, really.
What a story. And then what age group were you teaching?
So I taught from 3 to 5 years old.
That's the best age.
Yes.
Because I think you're making an impact, and they're adorable.
Yes, they're adorable. Well, 3, they're not that independent, but 5 years old, it's fun to teach.
Yeah, and then it leaves a big impact on the kids, right? Because at that age, they're always talking about the teachers.
Correct. The first few kids that I taught, they're now maybe 19 years old. And it's so weird. Because weird. I taught at 19 years old.
Yeah, you're the same age.
Yeah.
Actually, something that most people don't know about me, if I could do a job and it wasn't about money or this, that, and the other, and it wasn't about fame and popularity, I'd want to be a school teacher at that age. Because it's so meaningful.
Yes, it's meaningful, but it's tough at the same time.
Of course it is.
Yeah, it's really tough.
But dealing with teenagers, forget that, because they're I wouldn't want to go near them.
Yeah, nah. Because I was a preschool teacher, and then I taught the youth team. Okay. The national youth team.
Yes.
It's too different.
Very different. Well, not just that, you're teaching people. The problem is, I think with any national team, you don't get to see the people regularly.
No.
So you don't have that uniformity, you don't have that team environment properly.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that for sure.
Yeah.
So you did that for 7 years. How did boxing and coaching come onto your radar?
I think I was boxing and teaching at the same time.
Okay.
I was juggling between school, work, and training. And
It's a lot. I've done it. It's a lot.
yeah,
It's a lot.
that's pretty much my life. I don't really go out and socialize. So yeah, I was just doing everything at the same time.
Yeah.
And when I felt like I wanted to take boxing seriously, that's when I left
Yeah.
teaching, really.
Yeah, and that was it. But what, just to educate a lot of people that may not know this, it's not like any other sport. There's very few sports where when you're boxing, you're having to watch your weight.
Yeah.
So it's a lifestyle because you'll constantly have to manage your weight.
Yeah.
You have to think about hydration, and then there's no end to it.
Yeah.
So how did you become a coach? Like who put that into your mind?
No one.
You
No
just
one.
said- you
So I
said-
was I was trying to plan out, okay, I was teaching, I was training twice a day,
Yeah.
and school at the same time. So how can I make my lifestyle easier, more convenient?
Yeah.
And I felt like at that point of time, working and training at the same place would save time and money.
Yeah.
And that's when I just went onto Job Street for fun and I saw Spartans Boxing Club.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is how you met Russell?
That's how yes,
okay.
that's how I met Russ, and that's how I first started my coaching journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you became a coach, like what was that journey like? Because it's a big transition. Like, did you go from, I would imagine you're thinking, listen, I'm giving up 7 years to go on something new.
Yeah.
Was there a lot of hesitation?
Not really, because the foundation is still your teaching.
Yeah.
Except that you're teaching a bunch of men. At a point of time, 9 years ago, there wasn't a lot of female boxing.
I thought that would have been the appeal, telling men what to do.
Not really. And that's also one of the challenge, actually, if you're coaching like a room filled with men.
Yeah.
You have, that's pretty much a challenge
Yeah.
on its own.
Yeah.
And at that point of time as well, there's not a lot of female coaches.
Yes.
So I was, just trying my luck. I'm not sure whether Sparta's going to hire me because there's not a lot of female coaches anyway.
Yeah.
But they did. And they trained me. They gave me lots of opportunities to be not just coach. I did a lot of, I did the accreditation courses. I run events for Spartans just out of love. I run the youth program. So yeah, that's...
It was deep. It was real.
Yeah.
And then at this point, had you had any fights?
Yeah, I've...
How old were you when you had your first fight?
First boxing fight, I think I was about 20 years old. First boxing. I did Muay Thai before I did boxing.
Ah, okay. You came that route.
Yes, I did. I was a Muay Thai fighter at 18 years old.
Did you have any favorite Muay Thai fighters that you liked, male or female?
I like Buakau.
Okay, who doesn't, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I like Buakau. And female, I think at that point of time, Gina Carano was like the big thing.
Yeah.
And then...
It also helped that she was very beautiful as well, right?
Yes,
She's a full, complete package.
Yes, and she's beautiful. She can fight. So I look up to like women like her as well. Yeah.
I remember when she had a fight with Cyborg. That was
that was the end of her career.
Yeah.
Really, that was sad, but
but it opened the door to movies.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So credit.
It opened up a new opportunity.
Yeah, before
for
Ronda
her.
Rousey, that people sleep on her. They forget about her.
Yes.
And then tell us about your now, because the thing that I love about your journey, and which I want to talk about today, you've decided that you want to pursue your professional career all the way. You want to become a world champion.
Yeah.
But not just that, you're doing it having just had a baby,
Yes.
which is huge.
Yes.
So how does that conversation start with your husband and yourself?
I think both of us knew we wanted to achieve this goal. Both of us had the same, we were aligned in this area.
Yeah.
And we know that, this is, the end goal is for me to be world champion. And because time isn't on our side, Russ is 45 years old.
Russ, you see.
Russ is 45 years old. And then...
How old are you now?
I'm 34.
Okay.
I've got lots of time.
Yeah.
But as an athlete, I'm like, do I want to box first, then have a baby, or have a baby then box?
That's the thing, is that balancing act.
Correct. And then with Russ's age, I'm like, oh, I think this is the time. This is the right time to have a baby.
Yeah.
Whether I'm ready
Yeah.
to be a mother or not,
Yeah.
that's another.
But most
thing.
people, if they're not ready when they get pregnant, they're ready.
Yeah, you have no choice. You have to be ready, right? It's the same when I was single and I was gonna get married. Everyone was like, no one's gonna be ready until you have to go through it.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you a funny anecdote. Sorry to interrupt you, because my dad, he was a builder. He was an Irishman, and I had told him that Tara was pregnant, and he called me one day, said, "Hey Dad, how you doing? Where's Mum? Oh, she's not here." I said, "What do you mean? Is everything all right?" He goes, "Yeah." And I said, "You've never called me." Right, and I said, like, "How did you work out to call Singapore from Ireland?" You know, because Mum would do all the phone calls. So he was saying, you know, what's happening with you and Tara? You're going to have the baby. This is Caden. And I said, yeah, you know. And then he said, do you love her? And I said, the sun sets and rises with her, referring to Tara. And then he said, does she love you? I said, I hope so. He goes, you better bloody know so. But he said, I'm just calling you to tell you, I think you should have the baby, because if you don't realize it now, but one of you might resent each other. It might lead to you're breaking up. You just don't know. And you're a man. You're ready to have a baby now. You've been ready for a while. And I'm just calling to tell you that. And it left such a big impression on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's to your point about being ready or not ready.
Yeah, I guess you need someone to push you as well.
To help, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it helps.
And I think Russ was also saying to me, like, we need to have a baby together. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
You and I have a baby. She's going to be, she or he is going to be amazing.
Well, and your baby is beautiful.
Thank you.
Right? You know?
Can't you see that she looks just like me?
Yes.
Everyone's like, oh, Fash, I'm sorry to disappoint you. She looks nothing like you.
No, you know, the thing is, because I'm half Chinese, half Irish. So being the product of mixed parentage, I can tell you that kids change, they evolve, right? And apparently when most first children are born, they're meant to look like their dad. So the dad knows it's their child, so they don't kill them.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
You know, in the animal world.
Yeah.
Right. So listen, the thing is, Russ is he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I said
it's
as well.
okay.
I'm okay. Russ is good looking. No problem.
But whenever I call Russ, I always tell him, I say, listen, Russ, to be fair, you are the second sexiest guy on this phone call, but we're good to go. But we're always taking a mick out of each other. So you said, right, so after baby,
yes.
When did you decide, right? Because
I knew right away I was going to start right away.
So you started training?
Yeah, I started training the moment I passed the 6 weeks mark.
Yeah.
But anyways, like, you know, when you give birth, I went through postpartum blues.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And it was the most horrible feeling ever in the world. And
can you describe it to us? Because a lot of women don't want to talk about it.
It feels like well, it depends, because different people will have different journey.
Yeah.
But when you do go through postpartum blues, it feels like the whole world is crashing down. But you don't know what. You don't know why.
Yeah.
And I told Russ, and I think Russ knew this, that I don't use the word depression loosely. I don't use the word anxiety, depressed, anything of those sort loosely, because I believe that when you keep using it, you will be it.
Yeah.
So then,
so interesting. Good for you.
Yeah. And when I told Russ, I said, I feel like this is how feeling depressed feels like.
Yeah.
It's just horrible. And you get scared for no good reason.
Yeah.
When the night falls, you feel scared, you're alone, but you're not alone really.
Yeah.
So then I said to myself, I cannot stay in the house. I went out for a walk. It was Hungry Ghost, and all the aunties and uncles saw me like, what are you doing? This baby is just 3 days old and you bring her out. And I'm like, I'm sorry, like, I have to get out.
Yeah.
I did my walks every day, because that's the core foundation that I know.
Yeah.
For you to feel bright or good. Movement, fresh air, sunlight.
Yeah.
So I didn't even do postpartum, what do you call it? The confinement. Yeah. Yeah, I did not do confinement. But if anyone see the way I do my confinement, it's like, nah.
Well, confinement, you know, it's really only a thing in Asia. You know, in most other countries, it's not a thing.
Yeah, nah.
So one of the things I wanted to say to you that is very unusual and different about you is, as a lady, as a female boxer, your weight, what makes you different is you knock people out. You render people unconscious because not many people, unless you're a boxing aficionado, won't know that. So what weight are you fighting at?
Varies. So I fought at Superfly, Fly. I feel like I can even go light fly.
Now, what is it, for those that don't know, what is that in kilograms?
So that would be 48 kg, between 48 to 52 kg. Yeah.
Okay, and what's your sweet spot, ideally, where you're healthy, but very competitive?
Right
and
now,
strong?
52. Yeah, like I can
your face
eat.
looks lean though.
Yeah.
It looks lean but strong.
Yeah, I'm not like starving.
Yeah.
I think back in the day when I was a new athlete, I don't know how to weight cut, so you just deprive yourself. And everyone in boxing just feel like the way you should weight cut is to deprive yourself of food.
Yeah.
But really, you need food to fuel your training. So
Correct.
you need to like change that perspective.
Can we go through that? Because I want to go into some of the technicals. So I always say to people, to be an athlete or be anything in business as well, it starts with your psychology, your ability to sleep well at night, right through to your nutrition, your strength and conditioning, the technique training, watching things, the psychology. So for you, where does the journey begin? Like, what do you start on, and then how do you unpack it?
I think the most important thing is to have the right people in your circle. If you have one person that's not agreeing with what you want to do, then you feel like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Or if your coach don't believe in you, like it's really tough. So having the right people in your circle is really important. Like for me, my parents have been there since day one.
Beautiful.
And they knew. I always feel like Russ would say he lived vicariously through me. My parents too. They live vicariously through me. So they knew right from the start this is something they want me to do and I want to do as well. So the base is there. It's strong. And then next is to have the right coaches, the right place to train, right support system. I feel like it's just all about who you hang around with.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same if you have team players that are very negative, then you become like that. So you got to surround yourself with the right people, really.
That's so big. I just interviewed, I haven't released it a podcast yet, so I won't mention his name, but he's an Olympic silver medalist. He's a runner, sprinter, and he said if you want to run, you have to run with fast people.
Correct. And if you want to be a good boxer, you have to be around good boxers, and you have to see what they do, how they behave, how they move.
I wanted to ask you this. Nowadays, when you see a lot of boxers training, they seem to spend more time on strength and conditioning than the actual boxing. That's my feel. Versus in the old days, it was a lot more boxing. What's your take on that, and what's the happy balance?
I think the most important is to always refine your boxing skills. That should be top priority.
Yeah.
And alongside with it, strength and conditioning and running should it's like an accessory work. So it helps your boxing. But if you want to be a good boxer, you gotta practice your skill first, craft.
Yeah.
And then everything else will come.
Have you looked at boxers, female or male, that you've looked up to and thought, I'm going to take a little bit from this person, a little bit from this person?
Yeah, I do. I watch like a lot of boxers, and then
who are the people that you look at and think, I like what they've done and I've tried to bring that into my game?
Yeah, I can name top 5.
Go for it.
I like Canelo.
Okay.
I like Manny Pacquiao. I like Eric Morales, Barrera, and what's his name? He fought Manny Pacquiao. He knocked him out.
Marquez. Yeah.
Top 5 easily.
Yeah, 3 Mexicans right there.
Yeah.
No, but it's interesting because that tells you a lot about your style, by the way. It means you come forward.
Yes.
But who would you say is your favorite fighter to have watched of all time?
I watch Canelo a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Who do you think is going to win, him or Crawford?
So tough.
It's tough, right?
It's so tough, but like I'm Team Canelo.
Well, he's the bigger man.
Yeah.
Right. It is interesting. Although when I saw them standing next to each other, like Crawford looked pretty big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Canelo's been the smaller person for the past few fights. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So
he's strong though, Canelo. He has really strong.
He's so powerful.
He moved really well as well. So
he's so powerful.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a killer. That'll be a great fight. It's on Netflix as well. So if you, I'm just curious. So when you do things like, are you very habitual? You say, right, I need to go to bed at this time. I'm waking up and going for runs at this time. Walk me through an average day for you.
So I know what I want to do throughout the week. when I do it differs because of the baby. My life revolves a little bit around the baby these days.
Of course.
But for example, if today I say to myself, I need to go for a run and I need to do a boxing training, it can be any day during the day. So I can be running in the morning, but boxing at night. It can be just anytime, as long as I do it.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as I show up for training.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. I've got to check it. But if I don't do it, then I'm not sticking to the schedule. Yeah.
And do you are you eating 5-6 small meals a day or 3 big meals?
I have about 5 meals. So breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, 5.
I was trying to explain to people about metabolism, so I'll explain this through an analogy which you'll already know. But if you imagine your metabolism is like a fire, and you put a big log on it 3 times a day, quite often the fire doesn't even burn. Versus, so that's your meal, so you'll put on weight. But if you have 5 or 6 small meals, they're like twigs, and your metabolism will keep burning through them.
For me, it's like, because I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not very educated, but for me, it's, if I eat small meals, I will feel like I'm not depriving myself of food.
Yes.
But what you eat is also important. You can't be eating like KFC in small meals.
Yeah.
So interesting thing is, before I don't know how to weight cut. I just like eat whatever.
Yeah.
And I was young, so I cook for myself every day. But it's the same food. I don't care what I eat. So I just buy like a whole packet of pasta, chicken breast, tomato sauce,
Bang.
Boom, vegetable, very cheap, under $10. But that's pretty much it. And then a lady sponsored me her meal prep,
Nice.
Meals, and then that's how I learn how to fuel. Sometimes, like I said earlier on, like we think boxing weight cut is just depriving yourself of food.
No.
And then through her meals, I'm like, oh, there's rice almost every meal. She gave me 3 meals a day. So I look and I'm like, oh my God, there's rice and carbs in every of my meals. It's not just a little bit. It's like quite a big amount. And I'm like, okay, I've got to trust her.
Yeah.
Let's try. And then my weight just go down. And I feel right as well. So I learned.
Was she measuring your weight and doing it scientifically that way?
She knows my weight and how many times I train.
Okay.
So she knows the output. Pretty much she did like, I don't ask her the protocol she do, but she just do it and I just trust what she gave me. Yeah. And I just took it. And then Feast by JJ is a company.
Okay. Good shout out. Yeah. Yeah, because one of the things that I was trying to explain to people is, because when you put your kids into boxing, I got a lot of naysayers saying, oh, you put Kane into boxing, and there's very subtle aggression towards that, like he's gonna get hurt, there's this, that and the other. And look, when I put him into boxing was to learn self-defense, which I think is important for everyone.
Yes.
His physicality, discipline, and it was up to him if he fought.
Yeah.
Right? But then I explained to people that most of the deaths or serious injuries in boxing are probably like 80 kilograms and below. Because what happens is when the boxers have to dehydrate themselves to make weight, obviously, like it used to be that you could weigh in on, if it's the same day or the day before, it makes a difference. So you're weighing in on the same day, typically?
A night
before. So that gives you a bit of time to rehydrate and stuff. So then the thing is, it takes 24 hours for the body to rehydrate, but 48 hours for the brain to rehydrate. So what was happening, a lot of boxers, and still to this day, they're not hydrated when they're fighting, and then their brain is basically dehydrated, and that leads to a lot of problems. And now they've changed all these rules with the rehydration clauses and drips. It's become really very technical, and it's that's that, because if you think about it, most heavyweight competitions, there haven't been any deaths. There's been no injuries.
Because I think the key to that is how you train. Now, if you're I know because I take the youth team a lot back in the day, is that because especially boys, they love to get hit. They just want to punch on. So it comes down to how you train. You got to train smart. You can spar every day, get hit every day. Although boxing is physical, but you got to train smart.
Brain smart.
Can be technical, learning how to, control your punches, your emotion, your aggression. So I really feel like it comes down to how you train.
Well, listen, because I came for all those years of training with Caden, and I was probably the only dad that would turn up, or parent would turn up regularly. And this is my observation. I think that most young men and women that enter any sport, a tiny percentage will go on to do it professionally.
Yeah.
So I think that the role of a coach, which I think you did very well, of any children, of any youth team, is to help build young adults, to give them confidence. And I think that's something, because what would happen with any of the boys in that team, win, lose, or draw, I would always go and say hello, drop them a private note saying that you did phenomenally well. And my sense is that is missing, because most of these guys, if they lose, no one really cares.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where I think there's,
And that's great, because when I see you at the training ground, it reminds me of my father, because my father used to take me everywhere to training.
Yeah.
Pick me up from work, even as a 23 years old adult. He'd pick me from work, send me to training, watch me train. Even if I'm not sure whether he's watching, but he always looked like he's watching and he's interested.
Yes.
So like right from the corner of my eye, I can see like, oh, my dad's watching. Oh, okay, I want to impress him.
Yes.
So it's really nice. So it reminds me a lot of my father.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, it's because it was a delicate balancing act, because I didn't want to be too much into Caden's life. I wanted him to be his own man and learn.
Yeah.
And he's quiet. Like if I was on the team, I'd be shouting at everyone.
Yeah.
I would be telling everyone I'm the best. That's he's very different.
Yeah.
But what I said to him is, you don't realize it, son, but some of these guys that are next to you, that are your competitors, in theory, they could be your best mates, because at the time you don't think of them that way. They share the same dream as you. They're getting up in the morning, they're training.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, if you were going to war tomorrow, you'd want those guys next to you.
Yeah.
Because they're real.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Correct.
Now, what's in terms of I don't want to get too technical. We don't want to give the opponents too much information. But what would you say your natural strengths are and technical strengths are as a boxer? Is it stamina? Is it engine? Is it power? Technique? Fortitude? These kind of things.
I won't get too technical.
Not too technical. We don't want to give it all away.
But my strength, I won't say my strength. It's more of because I come from Singapore.
Yeah.
And boxing in Singapore is not huge.
Yeah.
So I like the thought and the feel of being an underdog.
Yeah.
So my strength is...
I love that.
Great
answer.
Yeah, my strength is just like being that person that nobody knows.
Yeah.
If it makes sense.
Yeah, of course it does.
Yeah.
Of course it does.
And
So
I like that. It's like, for me, I'm a bit mysterious. You don't know me.
Yeah.
But because of that, I've got a lot of power in that. And you don't know and the fact that they don't know how strong my team is.
Yeah.
And the people behind me makes it very powerful.
I like that.
Yeah.
I do like that.
Yeah.
No, because see, the thing is, what I love about, because I'm a lifelong martial artist, but the one thing I love about martial arts is respect. And one thing that I've seen on the amateur circuit here is that all the boys, by and large, are very respectful.
Yeah.
And I that's grounding. And listen, I've got to thank you, because you had a large influence on Caden. And
thank you.
And my admiration for you was, you're the only woman there.
Yeah.
And to take a bunch of rowdy, aggressive young men, right, is not easy.
I don't know how I did it.
Yeah, you did it. But you did it with ease.
Yes, thank you.
And listen, to be fair, all those boys wanted to learn, and they're all good boys.
Yeah.
And they were putting their best effort in. Yeah. But it was difficult because it was only typically the weekend. Yeah. Right. So you're not seeing these guys on a regular basis. Like in your regular club, you would see your coaches every day. Yeah. So it is a bit different.
Yeah, it's funny because as I was driving here, I'm like, wow, is this how far you live? Because I live very close to Bedok.
Yeah, it would take us 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, correct.
So the only challenge I had was, I've got, as a business owner, doing all the things I do in 3 kids. Yeah. That hour and a half or 2 hours, I would ideally go and do cardio. Mm-hmm. But I didn't want to miss some of the things.
But look, that's investment.
It is.
Investment in your kids.
It is. But I also, at the same time, I realized if I don't do my cardio now, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because the thing is actually, if I look back at it, on average, those sessions were like 2.5 hours long. Plus, so it's 4.5 hours, I'm gone. Then I go straight back, and then I've got ballet and basketball from my girls.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why I said earlier, when I changed my career, traveling takes a lot of time,
Yes.
which equals to money.
Yes.
So convenience is pretty much everything, yeah.
It is everything.
Yeah.
But why I personally think that boxing, unlike nearly any other sport other than MMA and wrestling, or to any combat sport, it shows you who you are and who the other person is. Because when someone gets cracked, quite often than not, you can see them disappear.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they're going. It's like there's a scene from Jaws in the beginning where a shark goes and you see the guy's eyes going back like that.
Yeah.
You know, so the few times when I've cracked people and I haven't knocked them out, this is what I've seen. Their eyes go back. It's like, I'm going.
I know what you're talking
you know what I mean?
about.
But the other thing is there's not a lot of smack talk, because I was saying to Ken, there's not a lot of smack talk. I remember when I was his age and someone was chatting shit to me and I just said, listen, I'm going to knock you so hard. I'm going to knock the colour off you. I'm going to see you for the yellow bastard.
Different culture here.
It's different.
Yeah.
But, and then I said to him, I actually said to the guy, the next time I saw him, I gave him a notepad and pen. I said, you can take notes.
Yeah.
Right. And, but in some ways it's good. There's not that banter.
Yeah.
You know, but in some ways I think it's missing a little bit. I don't know.
It a bit here and there. Within the boys, you'll see you'll see it.
Yeah.
But it's not a culture like in America.
Yeah.
There's like pretty much smash.
Yeah, all the time.
All the time, yeah.
Talk to me about some of the more significant fights that you've watched, that you've gone back and watched many times over, and, you know, they really were meaningful to you.
I find myself watching Manny Pacquiao versus Eric Morales a lot.
Okay.
Plus Canelo GGG.
Yeah.
Those with trilogies.
Yeah.
Trilogies.
Trilogies,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Triple G was, I think he was robbed a little bit in one of the fights. But what was so great is these guys were at their peak and they were so, you know.
Yeah, it's so difficult to score.
Yeah.
And I try to, because I like Canelo.
Yeah.
So if we focus on Canelo GGG.
Yeah.
I'm such a Canelo fan.
Yeah.
That when I try and watch it,
you can't. You're just watching him.
I try to like, okay, let's not be biased.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
okay,
hard. Yeah.
GG is good. Oh, Canelo is also good.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard.
You hard because, like, my favorite boxer of all time to watch. I'm not saying he's the best. But my favorite, because when I grew up, was Mike Tyson, and
he's strong and good.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. But but it's just and Nigel Benn's another one. But when I'm watching, I can't take my eyes off them.
Yeah.
I'm just only looking at them.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, but it is interesting. But I remember, you know, because I'm such a boxing historian, I can go back to certain rounds and know what happened. You know, it's like when Tyson fought Holyfield, there's this moment where Tyson hits him in the ribs and then an uppercut, and Holyfield just walks forward, and Mike Tyson does this. Like he knows I'm in trouble.
That's
I've just given you my best, and you just walk forward. And then there's this one bit I've never heard any other commentator. I'll put it in this clip afterwards. No one I've ever heard talk about it. I think it was in the 6th or 5th round. Holyfield hit him to the stomach, and he took Tyson off his feet, literally off his feet like that.
Yeah.
And you could see in his eyes right there and then that he was in trouble.
Yeah, you will know.
And it was just because I watched it, rewind, try again, and this will make you laugh. So I didn't grow up being able to watch cable TV because we didn't have any money.
Yeah.
So all the big fights were on cable TV. So most of what I learned was when there was an advert on TV, and I would record the advert, and an advert's like 30, 45 seconds long. I would re-watch those parts, and if you were lucky, there'd be a documentary on or an old fight on.
Yeah.
And then I would record them. So like now the kids don't realize, like my daughter was saying to me, so what did you do back in the day if you wanted to, you know, watch a movie? What was the platform?
Yeah.
And I said, what do you mean? She goes, well, there was Netflix. What was it? And I said, well, darling, there was no internet. And she goes, what? This is my 10-year-old. What?
Yeah.
And like, how did you watch DVDs? I said, well, there were no DVDs. There were VHS tapes.
Yes.
And then she goes, Daddy, how old are you?
Dinosaur.
You know what I mean? It's like, now, as you become more prominent, you will know the opponents better so you can watch tape.
Yeah.
You know, is that now something that you do? Because when you're younger and the opponents are less prominent, or in amateur boxing, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Has that changed your whole approach to the fight game?
Yeah, I always watch. I do my homework, and if we cannot find anything, then we just work on the basics, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's not much in boxing that you can learn, but just solidify your basics.
Always.
But if they're on YouTube or I know on the internet, I would do my homework. Because the thing about maturing as an athlete, this is when I know I mature as an athlete, is that I come into a fight with a strategy. Back then, I just come in and just like base off my aggression and stamina. Or who's the toughest, who can last longer, who can hit harder and faster.
Yeah.
But now it's like it's like chess. I've got to strategize. Round 1, round 2, round 3, what are we supposed to do? And if things don't go well, what's plan B?
Yeah.
So I found a newfound love for boxing because of this.
Yeah, it's a whole new approach, right?
Yeah, it's a whole new approach. It's fresh and it's this is interesting. It's fun. It's like a game.
You know, the thing is, that's why this fight with Manny Pacquiao coming up, I think this is his 3rd decade of fighting.
Yeah.
Let's put that into context. And by the way, he's not just fighting bums.
Yeah.
He's fighting the best of the best.
Yeah.
And what I love about him, he's not doing it because he needs the money.
Yeah.
He just wants to challenge himself. And he's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's a sweetheart, right?
Yeah.
Until you get him in the ring.
Yeah.
All right, I've got some rapid fire questions for you, if you don't mind. What's your most memorable moment as a boxer and as a mother so far? 2 different things.
Yeah. I think as a mother, significant, yeah?
Yeah. That could be a small little thing that's you look back and smile upon.
For boxing, I cannot think. You got
It's not. Well, it's when you become world champion then.
Yeah.
There you go. That would be pretty significant.
Yes, when I become a world champion, it will be significant. No, well, in boxing, when I made it to the team and did SEA Games, that was big for me.
Yes. What year was that in?
2015, and it was
wow,
home ground.
10 years ago.
Yeah, home ground.
Okay.
So that for me is significant. It's a big
amazing.
game. Yeah.
You must have had a lot of pride.
Yeah. Of course, you wear the blazer with the national flag on.
Do you still have the blazer?
Yes, I do keep it. I don't keep a lot of stuff.
You've got to keep that though.
I kept that one.
I thought you were going to wear it today.
No. And as a mom, I guess recently my daughter is starting to speak.
Yeah.
And you don't know whether I don't know how much she knows.
Yeah.
So I'm like singing to her every day, teaching her stuff.
Yeah.
And it's when she answers. It's like when I'm singing and she say the next word, and I'm like,
and she got it.
She know. Oh my God! It's just like right now. It's like very fast. She's like a sponge, and
it's amazing.
Every day she shocks me.
Yeah.
Yeah. She recently just called for my helper out.
Yeah.
Melda, that's 2 syllables.
Yeah.
Melda, and she's 11 years. She's 11 months, and I'm like,
that's amazing.
What?
You know what's crazy? Someone asked me yesterday. He was a CEO, and he said, "Who's the quickest witted person that you've spoken to this week?" And I said, for the last year, it's been my 10-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
She's like full on. She's like, I'm looking at her thinking I don't even know if she knows how funny she's been. I mean, to be honest, most of the time it's at my expense.
Yeah.
She's taking the mick out of me, right?
Right.
She's she's the first and only boss I've ever had. She's my CEO.
Yeah.
But kids pick up things fast.
Really fast.
Really fast. How do you motivate yourself on a tough day?
Interesting, because I used to rely on motivation, but I don't do that anymore.
Discipline?
Yes, it's very important. It's more about showing up for training.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel less scared. Because combat sport, I can't lie. I feel scared.
Of course. Well, thanks for sharing that, by the way.
Yeah, I feel scared. Like you're going to get punched in the face, putting your life in the ring.
Yeah.
And I do get scared when I spar, when I fight. But what gives me the confidence is when I know I put in the time to training. And I'm not cheating. Honest work. Always show up for training. That's...
Not cutting any corners.
Not cutting, yes. I know if I'm cheating myself.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's interesting because... use Mike Tyson as an example. He used to cry before fights and he would be, very nervous.
It is a big, overwhelming feeling.
Yeah.
Emotion. It's like a wave of emotion that you don't know how to control.
Listen, anyone, we heard the saying, anyone that steps through the ropes, right, and puts the gloves on, it takes so much courage.
Yes.
Because it's not like losing a tennis match.
It's not.
You lose, you're looking spark up, you might be going to hospital.
Yes.
It's very, very scary.
Yes.
Well, look, I've learned this through Caden's journey. He told me years ago that he was scared, and I had to process that.
Yeah.
Because I said, that's okay, darling. But I processed, and I realized, I was 44 at the time, I'm 47 now. I realized I've always been scared my whole life.
Yeah.
But I had lied to myself.
Yeah.
Forever. Because I used to think, I love confrontation. I love this. I'm not afraid. But the truth is, I was. But it's funny that I only saw it through his eyes.
Yeah. I have a funny story as well. When I first did my first Muay Thai fight, it was 18 years old.
Okay.
And my dad was there for my first fight. And just to give you a background about my father, he's an extremely hard person. Really, really hard.
Old school,
really
tough.
Fierce, really tough.
Yeah.
And I said this to him, and I regretted saying that at a point of time. I said, I feel something. I don't know what I'm feeling, nervous or scared, but I'm feeling something that it's like his face has changed. He's like, you're scared? Are you really scared? Let's pack and go home right now. And I'm like, no, I don't feel scared. So like now every time I feel scared, I think of that.
You hear and
I'm like, you're scared, go home. Don't waste your time.
So interesting.
Yes.
I'm trying to think how I would do it. I don't know. My three kids are very, very different.
Yeah.
Right? And if I think of how I would have received that information.
Yeah.
So if I had received that, it would probably, but I think with some kids, you've also got to nurture them.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very different, right?
Yeah. So now like I have my mental excellence coach.
Yeah.
You probably know her. She's a rower. Our first
What's her name?
Olympic rower, Aisha.
And you've got her as a mentalist coach?
Yes.
Wonderful. Good for you. Not a lot of people do.
Yes.
That's a part of the game that most people overlook.
Yes.
Wow.
And
how did you get to know her?
I just know her through like social media. I see her as an athlete. I love to watch women in sports.
Yeah.
And I saw her, I'm like, wow, this lady, a Malay Muslim woman representing Singapore.
You could relate to her.
I could relate to her, and she's the first Olympic rower. So I look up to her.
Yeah.
And then we sort of like got connected, and then she's like, I've got this business, and I help athletes to, like mentally. Would you be keen? And I'm like, yeah.
Wonderful.
This is something I want to work on. And she always gives me this safe space. I always watch her on Instagram. Sometimes she cries on Instagram. Like, oh, it's like a normal feeling. So what I did was, when I got to know I've got offered a fight to me, which is big, I called her because I had this overwhelming feeling. And I said, I need to cry. And I cried. And I said to her, I am feeling scared.
Yeah.
And if she know like my dad's tough, and I said to her, like, if my dad says he's gonna be so disappointed because he'll say go home.
Yeah.
And I cried, and after that I don't feel scared anymore. It's almost like I don't feel anxious, nervous. I just needed that out of my system.
You got it out of your system.
Yeah. So
That's
I felt like there was such a nice, healthy way to let go of feeling anxious.
It's interesting because I've been with my wife for 22 years.
Yeah.
And I still haven't won an argument, by the way. Maybe one day, right?
My sister, when I got married, she said, Russ, remember these 3 words. You are right.
Yes, I've learned that. I've learned that lesson. But I always say to her, the difference between us and often with men and women is when women are emotional and upset, in particular, angry, they can cry. Yeah. But for me as a man, I shout.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's like, it's almost not allowed as to shout, right? So like for me, I say, I need to get it out of my system for 5 minutes and I'm back, I'm good, right? I think with women, it might be a bit different. Some of us are both.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Funny, because I just can't cry in front of Russ. I feel but I guess it's because of my hard upbringing as well. So it's very difficult for me to cry in front of people.
Yeah.
But now I'm like learning to let that go because I've learned that, crying is fine. It's just having to get rid of feeling embarrassed of crying in front of.
Yeah.
Because when you cry, you're almost like, you're showing someone your weakness.
well, check this out. So I on Christmas Day last year, in the evening, I went to go and see one of my best friends in Singapore. Shout out to Fidelis. And he was there with his dad. I think, well, the whole family was there. My family was there. But it was him, his dad, who was deeply religious, and one of his sons. And then I started talking about my mum. And I started crying because she just died. And I was crying for 5 minutes. And I was so embarrassed. We were all holding hands.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I couldn't stop. And I'd been drinking and I couldn't stop. And it was afterwards, I just take me out of it. Do you know what I mean? But he said, listen, it's okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
But it was, at the time, it was like, this is horrible. Do you know? You know?
Yeah.
No, one of the things I was going to say to you is quite often people will say to me, why do I still physically train so hard? And I say, you know, I always imagine my mum and dad are watching me, and I want my parents to think that's my boy, he's doing it.
Yeah.
And then I want my kids, I always imagine if they're watching me. So I always say, how I do anything is how I do everything.
Yeah.
And then I think like with the kids, even like as I get older, I think through osmosis, they'll see me trying things like setting up the podcast, doing different things. And the one thing I think a lot of parents overlook is that through osmosis, what a parent does, the child's going to pick up on.
Yeah, yeah.
So like your daughter, when you know, she'll see you doing exercise and Russ doing exercise,
of course.
it will have such a big impact.
Yeah. Is that what you grew up with, like your parents making you do things and stuff?
Yeah. But see, the funny thing is I didn't have any of that. So I don't know. I always think, like people say, is it nature or is it nurture? But I do know that I want to encourage the kids. It's both, right? But so I said to my kids, I'll ask them, do you want to go for a run or want to go for a walk? And they'll say, no, Dad, you know. And I said, you know, when I was 14, my dad had a stroke. I had to help him walk. He couldn't walk, right? Your mum's dad was obese. He died in part because he was overweight. You know, so you got to reverse engineer this and understand that sometimes I need a bit of help to go for a walk or do something. It's me. I want to spend time with you. It's not just the walk. It's time. But they're young. They're still learning now.
Funny because I grew up, we've got 5 siblings, including me. And every Sunday is workout day. So
I love it.
Every Sunday, whether you want it or not.
Yeah.
Asian upbringing. No, you get out of your bed and we're going to the park.
I love it.
So every Sunday, whether you like it or not, you're going to, in whatever manner you can, move.
Yeah.
Play the badminton, jog, whatever. My parents will take us out of bed.
I love it.
Forcefully.
Yeah.
But you know what? It helps.
Of course it does. You need that. How do you recharge mentally?
Before baby, I play PlayStation.
Okay.
And I really love playing PlayStation.
That's okay. That's good.
To a point where Russ had to stop me. And he's like, Fasha, grow up, do something. But I'm like, but I love playing PlayStation. So I used to bring my PlayStation when we do overseas competition.
Okay.
Now I have found because I don't want to always watch boxing.
Yeah.
I found a newfound sport just by watching, not playing. I just bought WNBA account.
Okay, so you're loving it?
I'm loving it. So I'm obsessed with women's basketball.
Do you have a favorite player? Caitlin, is it? Or?
Yes, everyone's... so I like the Tres Leche, the Caitlin Clark, Lexi Hall, and Sophie Cunningham.
Yeah,
the three of them. Indiana Fever.
It's, I mean, every weekend that I watch my daughter playing, it's amazing. It's a great game, by the way.
Yeah.
As you know.
I've never watched basketball, and these girls got me hooked. So
yeah. Who is your biggest inspiration outside of the sporting world?
I think it would be my family, really.
I love that.
I do everything for my family. I still box and I keep healthy. I mean, it's the same way for us. Keep yourself healthy, go for his exercise, work, movements, eating right.
Yeah.
All for the family. So I think like family is our biggest inspiration.
What's the biggest or most impactful book or movie in your life? Or name a few if there's more than one.
Funny because I don't grow up watching a lot of movies, but I do like... It's weird, but I do like Peaky Blinders.
Do you?
Because you just can't get rid of the main character. He just keep coming back.
Yeah.
he is. You just
Isaac's laughing. He obviously enjoys it as well.
you just keep giving him stuff. He just keep coming back.
Who's that? Played by Cillian Murphy, is it? The Irish guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
He's a very good actor. I
yeah.
have to say.
When we watch it, I was telling Russ, don't get wet. He's a fictional character. He's not real.
He's a very good actor, isn't he?
Yeah.
What's one quote that you live by?
If you're scared, go home. My father.
I like that. That's powerful. Very.
Yeah.
What's a moment that made you feel unstoppable?
It's when I say we because a lot of times because I'm married, and a lot of times we go through hardships together.
Yeah.
And I think we feel unstoppable when we keep coming back after getting knocked down.
Yeah.
Obviously he's a CEO, and I'm an elite athlete, and being the wife of a CEO is not easy as well. So
Yeah.
we go through lots of tribulation, and coming back stronger always make us feel unstoppable.
I love that.
Yeah. And you know what? We're like, you can't bring us down.
Yeah.
We will keep coming back like Peaky Blinders.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things I think, when I look at, unfortunately, a lot of my friends have recently gotten divorced or are going through divorce.
Yeah.
And I've analysed it. There's a few things. I think, number one, when the kids grow up and leave the nest,
Yeah.
the dynamic changes.
Yeah.
I think also as women get older, they go through menopause.
Yeah.
And I always, like my wife and I, we fight preciously for our time together
Yeah.
and for each other.
Yeah.
I'm very blessed to have met her, but yeah, you ask her what it's like to be married to me. It's no easy task, right?
No. We knew right from the start that going to therapy is always an option,
Yeah.
and that we have told ourselves that if we go through a dark time,
You look at that.
we will go to therapy.
Yeah.
I mean, we go to therapy quite often as well, and it helps.
It helps you.
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
Yeah.
What's the best piece of advice that you've ever received other than your dad's?
I think it'll be from Russ. It would be, you should stay in the game. So if you want to get good at something, no matter how hard it is, you got to stay in the game. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. If you could have dinner with 3 boxers, past or present, sit down, 4 of you together, who would those 3 boxers be?
Muhammad Ali,
Of course.
Canelo.
One more, just one more.
I would pick. You know what? Because of how he is right now, and he's helping out, I'll say Jake Paul. Hi.
Well, the thing about Jake Paul is, Jake Paul is, people hate on him, but let me tell you, that guy is doing it. As soon as that fight that we had last weekend,
Yeah.
And
I find him interesting the way he markets himself. It's very unorthodox.
yeah, oh, completely.
Takes a lot of eyes on him, but it's not like, for people it's not proper way, but still you get eyes on him.
I think if you get past all the marketing,
Yeah.
and you listen to him and you see him, he's got, I've watched him, I've observed him very closely. He's got very bright eyes.
Yeah.
You talk to him, and then recently there was this guy called Ben Askren who he fought.
Yeah.
Who
The MMA.
he had to have a lung transplant, and he was saying that he'd put up some money, which I have no doubt that he would. I actually think he's far more genuine. I just think he knows how to market things.
Yeah.
He knows if people hate you, they're going to buy tickets.
Yeah.
And he's only had 8, 9, 10 fights.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, maybe the last one with Tyson wasn't real.
Yeah.
But if who would give a shit if you're getting paid some of that all day long, baby? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's a boxer you'd love to spar with? Technical sparring, whatever, just to enjoy sharing the ring with them.
I think I would like to go with, he's retired, but I would like to learn some movement from Lomachenko. I think his footwork is...
It's crazy.
Yep.
But listen, that's still talking about it. Like his dad put him into dancing and,
I'll go through all of them.
Yeah.
I love dancing, so...
Yeah. What a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really is something special. In terms of staying focused, how do you stay focused before you step into the ring? Because what people don't realize, if you're fighting however many rounds, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rounds, you've got to be locked in.
Yeah.
3 minutes of every round. It's very tiring mentally.
Yeah.
How do you stay focused?
I think a lot of things would play into this. One is to be tunnel vision.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, you need to know why you're here for.
Yeah.
And especially when I get to the big fights, for me, I come from nowhere.
Yeah.
And to have tunnel vision is really important. I've worked 14 years to be where I am.
Yeah.
So to have tunnel vision is very important, I think. Well, I'm going to have Russ right beside me. He knows how to pump me up. And the fact that he's my husband, it feels like, it's a special bond.
Yeah.
So like...
Very special.
Yeah. So it's important to have him around. I feel different when he's not around as well when I compete.
Of course.
So I think knowing our end goal.
One of my favorite athletes growing up, one of my idols is a guy called Linford Christie.
Mm-hmm.
He was the 1992 Olympic 100-meter champion. And he always used to talk about tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard that for a long time. It's very big. What's harder, physical or mental training?
Mental.
Yeah, all day long, right?
Mental, yeah.
Yeah, it all starts with that.
If there's one thing I would train my kids for first, it would be like mental training. In terms of like, how to be confident, how to have good self-esteem, how to not be shy or scared or, this kind of stuff. I think because and how to regulate your emotion.
Yeah.
How to feel that emotion.
I'm still learning that last one. Ask my wife, but
and like how to feel negative feelings, how to handle them.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very important to instill in children.
I do think I did this post the other day saying, look, when you ask, who should be proud of you, it should be your 8-year-old self and your 80-year-old self when you look back at your journey.
Yeah.
But I realize now that if children have some wins early on, it carries through.
Yeah.
And I think that's something, but it's difficult because you can't create those. They have to create them for themselves.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
It's a very big one. What's the most important skill a fighter needs to have?
I was thinking of that question just now and the answer. A skill is what I mentioned just now, how to regulate your feelings and emotion, because
in the moment, under the spotlight.
A lot of not even under the spotlight, like your day-to-day in your everyday day-to-day routine.
Yeah.
You face a lot of stuff, sometimes good, sometimes bad. How do you put them into training?
Yeah.
Like, for example, Russ and I, we're husband and wife. Yeah. Sometimes we quarrel, but he's also my coach. Now, if we quarrel before our training, how do we regulate this emotion?
Yeah.
How do we communicate? Because if you fight, you can't, your brain shuts down.
Yeah.
I can't take information from him.
Yeah.
I don't want to be told. So how do I regulate this feeling?
Yes.
How do I step up,
And not easy.
So, yeah, I think like knowing how to be mentally strong is very important.
What I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the misconceptions about women in sport. We were talking to my 6-year-old earlier.
Yeah.
And one of her concerns is that she'll become too muscular and this, that, and the other. But what are some of the misconceptions you can touch upon?
That women in combat sports are aggressive.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where this come from, because like even now, like my sister said, oh, my friend wants to talk to you, but she's scared. I'm like, scared of what? What is it?
Yeah.
And then growing up, when I was a single person, finding a partner was difficult as well, because then men think I'm aggressive and boisterous and loud and that kind of stuff.
Well, look, those were the wrong men, obviously.
Yeah.
No, but it's
They're scared.
They are scared. In terms of business lessons as an entrepreneur, what's the one that really stands out, the biggest lesson for you?
As an I'm still at an infancy stage with my business, but
you'll have seen some things already, though.
Yes, not much really, but I think because I'm around a lot of business people, I know what's gonna come. It's how I learn from these people, how I shadow these people. Like, for example, Russ, there are things where I would have to ask him, and how I put his experience into my business is what matters, I think.
Yeah, it's key, right?
It's key. Yeah, everything you do, you have to learn from another person.
Is there a skill, or what are the skills that you've learned from martial arts and boxing that you're hoping to transport into the business?
Staying in the game. Yeah. I mean, you can't just start a business and then 1 year later you don't want to do it anymore and then you just leave.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, there's not enough money, or oh, it's not working. For me, it's like, I mean, my business have gone through a space where it's not doing anything for me.
Yeah.
But, you know, you've got to keep going, find new
100%.
1,000,001 ways to do things. And I'm sure I've only done not even a fraction of it.
Yeah, you got, you know, I think in life and in business and in sports, even I was telling Kaden this, I said, if you think about all the people that started boxing,
yeah,
if you just stay at it, you'll realize that 90% of those people will disappear.
Yeah.
So like for me, outlasting, you know, out hustling, out working.
Yeah, that's pretty much me, because I started at 18 years old. A lot of the people that were training in the gym, they don't train anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, staying in the game is really important.
Well, I think one of the misconceptions about people in sports in general, not just women, but it's like you're not articulate, you're not well educated, you know, you're one dimensional. And today we've seen a lot more than that.
It's a different era.
Well, it is different, and you're all clearly multidimensional.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things I want to let my audience know, and yours, is that they have an opportunity, a golden opportunity, to potentially sponsor you.
Yes.
Before you become world champion.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that opportunity.
So I had a few fights after I got pregnant, and then I told myself, okay, we're gonna get myself checked, because like I have injuries.
Of course.
And never got them checked. So then I went to the hospital. Okay, I told Russ, I'm gonna just lay low for a bit, get myself ready for when the big opportunity come knocking onto the door. And then someone dropped me a message saying that, hey, we've got an offer for you to fight in California with the #1 ranked Superfly boxer. Are you up for it? And I'm like, oh my God, like this came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I told Russ and then told my manager Alvin. They're like, yeah,
100%.
When I got this message, I told my Aisha, my mental excellence coach, she said, and I was crying, and she said, cry not just because you're scared, but cry feeling gracious, because this moment only land onto someone's lap. And they are usually the special one. Not everyone gets to feel this.
Yes.
So I've got to embrace this feeling and grab this opportunity and do not let it slide.
100%.
So this we're taking on this opportunity. I can't say
too much
because I'm not signed the contract. But yeah, if you're a business that believe in women empowerment, women in sports, and look, now the way for women's sport is booming.
Yeah, 100%.
In terms not just boxing, like basketball, baseball, tennis is booming. So pretty much now is the right time to get on board.
100%.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, look, you're an inspiration to many, especially women, especially to young ladies in Singapore, like my daughters.
Yeah. And mothers who want to, pursue their dreams and they have not, you can.
I love it. Well, Fash, thank you for taking the time today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Cheers.